now, see, even though it's a roller coaster and it's up and down, you gotta respect it and love it. It's a beautiful thing, you know. The sun about to rise, give light to the day. See it slowly rising up, y'all. Cloud dissipating. Life's a beautiful thing. So when I hear DMX say, life is to suffer and find understanding in the suffering, I really thought about that for a long time. And right now, before I hopped out of the car, now just watching what people go through and rappers go through, especially us black men go through. You know, and the people with fame always getting defamed and locked up on all these things. And suffering. Gangsters, now they're suffering in jail. And I'm like, nah, life is not to suffer. It's from the decisions that we make and how the Matrix mind game played the game on us so much that sometimes our decisions lead us in, you know, put us in a position like this, position like that, and it's really it's hard, it's rough, but it's okay. As long as you're alive, you're able to make choices and moves to get back out of that with a thing called love energy. The energy that you get from love of life and what you're accomplishing on this mission that you're here. Even though the Matrix might throw you off and you don't get the point of your significant life right away, but at some point it comes down to you once you relax in yourself and you're looking for understanding. You know? But if you want to listen to that statement and believe that's what it is, you might suffer and continue suffering. But I truly don't, life is not to suffer. Life is more of a finding and building and looking for the understanding of things, which is everything. You know? Becoming. We're all energy. And we all can become each unique thing that creation have created. But it's on you, the individual, that's trying to define the energy that you are. You know what I'm saying? So, life to suffer? No, I don't believe so. So, we're going to hold a vibe on that conversation today. You know what I mean? CLP walk and talk. You know what I mean? What's up, everybody? Hope all is well, and if not, get back on track. You know what I mean? Sooner than later, so you can add to your thing, get back to your search, do what you gotta do, surviving and understanding this thing. Riding down to the park, just sitting right now, man, just watching stories of people and rappers and us people, what we go through, and you know, DMX said life is to suffer, you know, and I'm like, life is to suffer. Suffering is not a good thing. Suffering goes with pain, heartaches, not goodness, not happiness. So life is to suffer, then to find meaning in the suffering. I think that statement is backwards, y'all. You know? And I'm just wanna hold the vibe hold a specific vibe of that statement. Life is to suffer. I think that statement is wrong, and the ideas behind that statement is wrong. You know? Life is an experience. Life is a journey of becoming and understanding. Life is a beautiful thing. It's magnificent in its ways because it gives you that understanding of everything that's present, everything that's, you can say physical, everything that's a character, because overall, energy is everything. But when you're becoming a character, or becoming a thing, that defines what that, energy becomes, that energy is. Such as yourself. You are. The energy that you are. So it's like, when you say life is to suffer, it's kind of what you're expecting, what you think, is what you see, and what you believe shall it be, right? So they say you create your own reality. As you go along, you creating what you want to be because it is what it is. Everything is already is though in existence. So in order for you to become, you have to realize what you want to be. The trick to the Matrix mind game is all the distractions and all the confusion about everything. So people's arguing. And within arguing, you really don't know because that's how I want to make a point and that's how I want to make that point. But within argument and no in the middle, you're not going to understand. If you project what you want to be, so if you say life is to suffer, then you're projecting the sufferation. Because even in circumstances, you're starting out in bad circumstances, sufferation, like us, most of us in the urban liberty. Country life a little bit different, but I'm from the urban, right? Jamaica and in the city, got Hartford. You know what I mean? So when I leave Jamaica, I came to this Hartford and shit, but your circumstances and poverty, I'm broke, dumb, they ain't got shit, they call it eat broken nowadays, whatever. That's suffering, struggling to survive, no food to eat. But your circumstances doesn't make you. You feel me? You have to make you. And you can project from that circumstance that you're born into, that sufferation you're born into, you can project a goodness, a greater life that you're in. You don't have to stay in it and be it and become it, be part of it because you're born in a situation. No. You know what I'm saying? But that's the Matrix mind game in itself. You have you distracted so you won't see the other options. So you won't see the strength within self.
Listen to the sound.
You know what I'm saying? So suffer and accept the sufferation. You can't blame no one. You understand? You have to do the necessary work for self. You have to do the proper necessary moves. And if you don't know, ask someone. Look right into it. Look into it. You know what I'm saying? We all have a talent. We all have a gift. We all can be about something and do something because that's what we're here for. When you're just straight energy, you're energy. But in order to become, you have to come through this. And you have to understand and be. Whatever it is that you project yourself to be. And you don't have to suffer. You can start off suffering, but you can get out of that by putting yourself in different positions, different places, choices and decisions. You don't have to make the same choices and decisions that previous elders before you made, or other people that born with properness, positioning, and lose it by not paying attention and doing the proper thing to maintain. You know? And that's why the family thing is so important. And what's destroyed and there's no more, what's gone? Family. Because there was a time when family held each other up and build each other up and assist each other with growing. But now, it's more like a blame and tear down, and because of you, nobody wants to be together no more. Everybody looking for someone to blame for their separation. And not realizing that they're suffering because of the situation that they're in, and they're accepting that situation and not making the proper decisions and choices. Little by little, things can change if you make moves towards a proper goal. If you don't have nothing to move for, if you're not moving, if you're not thinking, nothing's going to happen. You can point out a problem, but if you're not looking at the solution to the problem's going to be a problem. It probably get worse and worse as it goes without pointing out a solution. You know? The solution for the confusionness in this matrix mind game is to look within yourself. Conscious people say go within. Look towards the source that's guiding. The guidance. Life is a tricky thing. It's whatever you want it to be. The trick to that is to don't let nobody tell you what to do. In this matrix mind game, they have a thing called social engineering. And within the social engineering, that box, that TV, that television, the programming, the movies, the TV shows, the subject matters, the documentaries, everything, is to put your mind state in a position of suffering and continued separation. Growing up in the 90s, all you see was black movies saying to you there is no option. There's nothing but separation going on. How it is to survive when there's racism and everything is against. Everything else is pushing down. The down pressure. The stuff Bob Marley sings about. How he fight against those, but that's called social engineering. Because they're teaching you, telling you, letting you know that society is racism going on. People don't want you to win. Thieves. All sorts of negative to break your concentration. All sorts of shit that have you worrying about, stop you from focusing on what your game plan is for self. We already get indoctrinated through the school system, but school is for the matrix. School is for you to work for the matrix. You need money to survive this shit. So to make it all about money and all about surviving this shit. When in actuality, it's about understanding self, understanding different dimensions. You know what I mean? Understanding life, understanding everything, understanding become, understanding that is, understanding energy, understanding what was creation creating, what was going on before everything. Nothing to something. That's what it's all about. But in this matrix mind game, money, bills, surviving, you get old, and then you go. And when you go, is that when you're worrying about all this extra stuff? Is that when you worry about the energy that keeps going? The avatar stops? Your avatar is no more? What we call die? When your avatar is asleep and there's no more, where do you go? Where do your energy go? Does it dissipate and disappear? I don't know if it's true or not. I've never been in an astral plane, but when your avatar stops and your spirit goes to the astral plane, what they say is this: if no one remembers you, you fade into oblivion and go back to source. Go back to energy, as energy is. Energy. You know? So how do you become? Start all over again, the process of the source. From the source. And then, even to get into third dimension here, to get in the earth, you have to be born as a child. You have to start as a speck. You know? A speck. From the Big Bang comes the seed that grows. Because you have a speck of light, or they call it mom's egg, and then you have dad's sperm. Bang! You have to start all over again with the Big Bang, and there it is. Life itself. You know what I mean? But just took you on a journey of life. The different directions. The different, you know, throwing us off in this reality. How the Matrix mind game is. And it's all based in your suffering. So DMX, you say that statement, life is to suffer. And then you have to find meaning in the suffering. When I say no, it's not to suffer. Because if you expect suffering, you're going to get suffering. You are a creator. You're building what you're thinking. So like what you see here is coming from the cosmos. Technically, you're bringing it into pulling it down by thinking it. And believing that shit too. Because the belief is everything. That's why it's right there in front of your face, the separation. But no, you have to believe your circumstances is different. You have to understand that this game is an illusion. And you have to make that illusion whatever you want it to be. It's work. Understanding. It's magical. You know? We've been not indoctrinated. We've been taught. We speak the English language. The word of spells. And we put spells on ourselves. But in these times, slowly breaking through that. You're slowly seeing through that. You know? Backed by that love energy. So, the suffer, life is to suffer. Nah, man. When there's that love energy around, it's gonna get you out of that confusion. Good morning. With that love energy, it's gonna keep you bouncing. It's gonna keep you up and fighting back. You understand? And keeping it going, giving you the energy you need to keep going for the understanding of becoming. Not keep suffering. You're born in suffering, but not staying in it. It's on you. It's on you. Let's get real. Let's get real with this thing, right? Who wants to suffer? Who really wants to suffer in life? Is it much more fun when you're having a good time? Isn't life more grand? So, I don't believe that statement that life is to suffer. I don't believe that at all. Life is the big discovery, you know what I mean? Now, in decisions you make, like you want to be a gangster and do bad things, well, you know that there's people that locks, you know what I mean? There's a company and job called cops that lock up gangsters and do bad things. So if you made that decision to be a gangster, you know what I mean? You can die or get locked up. And if you get locked up, if you die, you don't suffer. But if you get locked up, you're going to go through the separation. But now, didn't you decide to become that gangster, knowing that there's people that wants to lock up gangsters? There's actually a job called the cops that lock people up in a box. So if you're suffering because of doing those things, then I understand that's your decision and you have to deal with that. But in the Matrix mind game, there's other ways. There's other ways, you know what I'm saying? You can get bagged up because you're a good person. But the trickery of the Matrix mind game, they got these things called laws and all sorts of shit. So it's unimpressive. You know what I'm saying? And if you get caught up in that and some unfortunate laws that's fucking around with you, just whatever, the tax law, this, that, whatever, it's unfortunate. But nobody wants to suffer. You more like want to become and see what you can become in this grand world that you're a part of, that you're experiencing, that we're all experiencing. So when they say life is to suffer, what, weed is to help you maintain through the separation? The other drugs that people like, you know, feeling good is to help you maintain the separation. But is it feeling good in emotion? And that's just part of this construct in the third dimension. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe life is to suffer, but life is to become. and find all the reasons that you can become in all the different ways. You can do it and go on that adventure of searching and discovering, of self-discovery. You know what I'm saying? It's all on you. The choice that you do is on you. And even if you're born in separation or born in poverty and born in a bad situation, you don't have to let that situation define you, and you don't have to become a part of that situation. You can separate yourself from that situation by growing and understanding where you are and understanding what you have within you, what it takes. We all have the power of creation because we all here individually from creation. So understand that power is within you, and you have to invoke that shit. I'm realizing it now on these walking talks that we're doing and having these deep conversations, especially this talk today, because we don't have to suffer, we don't have to accept separation. Mistakes and things happening with, making wrong choices and decisions, but we don't have to accept separation. If you make a mistake and things go wrong, you just gotta correct the mistakes. Not gonna be just easy, obviously, because what's worth it is not easy in the third dimension. Having a peace of mind sometimes is not easy when you start off in the wrong direction. Wrong people's around. You know what I'm saying? But that means you have to stay in those positions that you don't like. Things don't work out, don't mean you have to stay in the bad position. No. That means you learn what you were doing and don't do that. But you gotta do other things to accomplish the goals that you set ahead in the position that you want to be in, the vibration that you want to feel, how you want to express your energy and shit. You don't have to suffer. More like find reason in your life. Find understanding in who you are and your energy. We talked about frequency in the building, you know what I'm saying? We are all the frequency. What's your frequency? You feel me? What you want? I want that love frequency, you feel me? So my vibration is all over the place. And with that, I make all sorts of instrumentals. With genres, people. Because it's vibration, it's life, it's energy. And defining that energy, it goes all over the place. Energy is only contained in the container. You're a kind of a container, your avatar is. But your avatar can dispel energy in all sorts of ways. I just make beats. You know, other people perform, the vocalists, the performing arts, painters, you know, the acting, and stuff. All these different things is energy. You know, life's a beautiful thing. You have to make it a beautiful thing. When it's not beautiful, then you have to get down to the gritty, gritty. Do your thing, make it. But to accept separation is to accept that statement. And now I don't truly that. And if you don't believe something, you're gonna prove it. Walk and talk, you know what I'm saying? Just the vibration. Feeling this morning. Yeah, we're not up. We're not all the way up. We're not suffering. Not great. But we're building. I've been through the suffering because I had a not so peace of mind in relationships. But I had to get out of those relationships to have a peace of mind so I can stay focused on building myself. And now the understanding and the information is coming in just woof, 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 woof. If you want to stay suffering, you choose to stay suffering. You want to believe that statement, you're going to project that in your life. You know, it's crazy how they say all the cosmos is in our brain, and that's individually all of us. So what's out there in the cosmos is right here in us, within us. You know what I'm saying? So you are your own life's creator. You create a grand life, average life, no life, or a suffering life. You know what's wrong? When other people take advantage of other people and put people in a separation mode when good people is trying to help someone. And most bad people are going to take advantage of that help and leave you suffering along with those people that are suffering too, because that's why you need help, right? You're suffering, right? And when people suffering and they need help, so true that statement. Hurt people hurt people. In this Matrix mind game, it is truly something else. But with understanding, love energy, we all gonna win. We all gonna make it through. We all gonna get conscious of what the fuck is going on in this game that we're living. But that's what it's all about. Walking and talking and gaining a better understanding through conversation. You know what I'm saying? You listen to some of my creations, some of my beats in the background. And if you want a content creator or artist, and you want to buy a beat, DM straight up, or just go to beatstars.com. Things all set up right there, you know what I mean? So just be you and become. And instead of saying life is to suffer, no. Life is to become. And find understanding in the become. Because while you're becoming, you can gain all the information and understand everything. Everything is everything. You know what I'm talking about? I know a star. Life is not to suffer though. I understand we're born in separation and we're born in positions, but we don't have to stay there. The Matrix mind game is set up in the construct to distract you from all of these things. So in a job that you don't like but you need the money and you're going to suffer through that, you're the one doing it. You know all you got to do is find another job, right? I find another ways to get what you need. But you don't have to suffer. Don't have to take disrespect from the boss and have to hold it in. That's separation. If your boss is dissing you and you got to hold it in to keep your job, that's kind of separation. Because it's hurting your soul. It's weakening you. You got to stay strong in this third dimension. What you doing? Yo, it's a beautiful thing in these times. Because the clear definition of the simulation of this game of all the lies is coming out. Everything is clearing. Everything is unfolding. is unfolding. Things are being revealed. The truth about everything. Life itself. Energy. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, Good morning. That was a heavy walk and talk, y'all. But I just had to, I question reality. And I had to get that vibration out. It hit me right before I hopped out the car. And I don't believe that life is to suffer. Though we are suffering, but it's not to. Matrix mind game. I play the game to win, y'all. So on that note, I'm going to catch you on the next walk and talk. You know what I mean? And go stream ClpgotBeats. We everywhere. On all streaming platforms. You can view the other videos too. You know, we got the walk and talk. We're holding the vibe. We're putting it all together because we're living life and we're striving to become. I'm ClpgotBeats. I represent Lyrical General Entertainment. That's the company we're building, and we're just going with it. Right now we're doing beats and podcasts. You know what I'm saying? So big up to all my 56 subs. Come on, share the video. Let people know what I go on with, holding vibes out here. Like it, share it. You know, and if you're new, sub, hit that sub button. It's all love. We're building, we're growing, and through conversation, we get a little bit more understanding each time while we build this thing. While you build your thing. Because you know me, I'm building my thing. Alright? So, salute everybody. Kings and queens, it's all love. Catch you on the next walk and talk. 2023. You know what I mean? In the future.